Welcome to First Look, brought to you by the Edamame Anime Club. I'm your co-host Steve, and I'm also next to me is my co-host Alexander.
Great to be here as always. Loving to talk
Always,
about anime.
we love talking about anime. And what First Look is where we watch the first two episodes of an anime, and it could be a new anime, an old anime, or an anime that's really hot right now that everyone's talking about. We watch the first two episodes, and we recommend whether you should drop it or watch it. Um, which brings us to this episode. What anime are we talking about today?
We're going to be diving into Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. Looking at it here, it's produced by Bug Films.
You know anybody Bugs film?
Can't say I've heard of it before.
I can't either.
Yeah.
Watching the anime, it kind of feels like splats. So like it's like bug splats. I don't know. That's just something.
Maybe they named it just for this anime.
I mean, there's a lot of splats going on on the anime. So who created it? Who's the creator?
It's directed by Kazuki Kawagoe.
All right.
So, and Shokugan Productions.
Reading's hard.
Yeah,
reading's hard.
especially these names.
Well, the way we do this format is we talk about all the things we love about this anime and all the things we hate about this anime, and then we give an honest drop it or continue to watch it right afterwards. And again, you don't have to listen to us. Watch it, drop it. It's up to you at the end of the day, but we're just gonna give us our honest opinion. So let's jump right into this, man. Okay, I'm gonna go jump. So we're gonna start off with the pros, things we really liked about it. I really enjoyed the story.
Yeah,
like they got right to it. The story of Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead is basically an overworked employee who's been working at his job for about 3 years. He's working nonstop, 20-hour days all day long, and he just is so tired of work. So what can make this job go away?
he's fantasizing about a zombie apocalypse. Like he's literally like watching movies, being like, "Oh, wouldn't that be cool if that happened? You know, what if a zombie apocalypse happened? I wouldn't have to go to work."
Exactly. So what does he do? What happens? Zombie apocalypse happens, and no one is more ecstatic than he is.
Yeah, he's the only one happy about it. It releases him from his job. He can finally do what he wants, and you know, um, decides to do everything he couldn't while he was trying to work.
Yeah, and he's just basically having a good time. So this story, because it actually, I'm sure that some of you know, or I know you know this, that in Japan they work.
Yeah,
they work till before the sun gets up, past late night. They eat at work. I think even some companies have like cots where they can sleep in like the office.
Yeah, there's actually a like a cultural thing where you cannot leave work before your boss leaves, right? And so if you go up the totem pole, up the ladder, your boss's boss can't leave until his boss leaves, and then once he leaves, then maybe he can leave. But he's going to want to try to show he's a good worker and stay late, and so everyone under him also can't leave until the next guy up the totem pole leaves.
Really?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That's kind of an old timer thing in America. Mm-hmm. That used to be a thing where you don't leave till the boss leaves. So right from the beginning, it gets so good with this story of him just hating his job. We all can relate. We all can relate to this of not liking their job and wanting a zombie apocalypse. Maybe not to that extent.
Yeah, but there's not maybe a whole bunch of overlap there, but I think a lot of people do hate their jobs, and then everyone always thinks about the zombie apocalypse. Like, what would you do? Would you be able to survive? Like, everyone's always kind of gone through that.
Yeah. Unfortunately for me, I'd probably just go to work.
You'd go to work.
Just go to work. Just move out of the way. I get to work. But so I really like that story, and I think the way they did this. I mean, I'm gonna jump a couple stones ahead. Just a couple scenes ahead. The reason it's called Bucket List of the Dead was because at the end of it, he finally makes a bucket list of the things he wants to do before he becomes a zombie. Yeah, which will be another plot point later on.
Yeah, he realizes he might die, so then he starts writing down his list of top 100 things he wants to do. Yeah. And it's like an ongoing thing. It doesn't just have it all written out. It's like he's kind of figuring it out as he goes.
Yeah, he's like adding things throughout, and so that to me is just beautiful. We don't know how it ends. So again, we only watched the first two episodes, but I'm curious to see if maybe at the season finale he completes his list and just gets bitten.
Yeah, I don't know.
That would be a good.
It is kind of setting them up to fail. Like that is going to be the final.
Yeah.
I don't want to say nail in the coffin, but that's going to be the final scenes or whatever. Or he's going to become a zombie.
No, I agree, and I hope
Um,
I'm curious if that's going to be the way it ends. But yeah, so right from the beginning, I like that. Such like that's I like the story. Great story.
yeah, definitely enjoying the premise with it. Like it's very aesthetically pleasing.
And it's not just when he's saying colorful. He's not saying red, not just blood red.
Hmm.
It's like a lot of the blood is different, like acrylic colors, like bright yellow, red, neon green, just these really vibrant colors, and it brings the anime to life.
Yeah, it all just shines really brightly, like very contrasting images with what's actually happening, and I really like that. You know, like it's a gruesome scene, but it's so colorful.
Yeah, it was great. You're right. I like the animation. It's phenomenal. It's great. Now I'm blind to this. The CGI, was it there? Did you see any?
I might be blind to that too.
Yeah.
I might be just used to CGI and anime now. Probably a little bit, yeah. Probably
sure, like the
some of the
city.
larger cities of scenes of zombies within the city. Yeah,
Yeah, because I've seen bad CGI. Like I think Dragon Ball Superhero is the worst CGI ever. So I've seen the very bad, but when it's like right in your face, and maybe I'm just overlooking because it's such a good episode or whatnot. Maybe I mislook it, but so yeah. But other than that, animation was solid. I did definitely agree it was very vibrant. Now we watch 2 episodes every time. We always watch 2 episodes because we want the introduction.
yes,
We want it. We crave the introduction. It's to me, it's like it just sets the tone for the episode and for the anime.
wholeheartedly agree.
And this intro is pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it.
Very catchy, good music.
A lot to glean from it too. It's like you see all the supposed characters that are going to be in the anime, so it gives you stuff to look forward to.
Yeah, and I always like the way they have characters appear, and we're like, man, when's this character gonna come out?
Hmm.
And they gave in the very first introduction, they introduced one of the characters in the very second episode. They introduced one of the I guess one of the main characters because she's in the episode.
Yeah,
But I did like the introduction. I thought it was very catchy. It was very colorful, very colorful.
yeah. It's portrays the anime very well. Like how the intro looks is how the anime looks. You know,
Yeah.
you're not really misled by that, where you see like an awesome looking intro, and then like the anime itself is just like blasé, like kind of boring. Not
Yeah.
a whole lot of things going on, but the intro, if you watch the intro, gives you a very good preview of what the anime will look like.
Yeah, but hopefully you're not just watching. Well, I guess you can watch the intro. It's funny because the way this anime, and I don't know why it's so popular. I was telling you about it for a while.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, and I remember you didn't believe me.
Yeah, I was like, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, but then when it first aired, it like climbed the top 10.
Yeah, then I started hearing about it.
And
Yeah.
then it climbed but it was popping up on my Facebook like feed, which is really weird. And I have a lot of anime stuff because I share a lot of anime stuff.
Mhm.
But it was popping all over my Facebook feed like the trailer for it. And I was like, oh, it looks really good.
Mhm.
And so I was like, man, this must be a good anime. And I was just like telling this guy, we gotta check it out.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't have even watched it unless he brought it to me.
Oh,
Like
I think you wouldn't watch it if it wasn't like the top 10. Yeah, you would have been, it's not the top 10. Anyway, but
Yeah.
we still, I'm glad we picked it because so far it's been, from the 2 episodes, it's been such a good ride.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
for sure.
definitely enjoy the story behind it.
It's also very humorous. Like,
Oh, man.
like it's got a weird tone of like kind of serious and then like real humorous, real funny. It's very funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And really, it's funny because you see both sides of like what's happening.
Yeah.
And the very second episode, I'm going to jump into that one. It shows people. So he's trapped in his apartment. Well, he gets to be in his apartment and he gets to clean up. He gets to like.
Yeah, he's living his dream.
He's
Yeah.
happy. He doesn't have to go to work. But one story below him, it's like a couple and they're freaking out. They're losing. They're losing their shit. They're so scared. They don't want to leave the house. They're afraid. And then he's just like up there having a good time. And what makes it humorous, and from my perspective, y'all know I like to have occasional beers here and there. He's actually like going out in this world to get beer. Like that's the second episode.
Yeah, I want to say it's sort of his bucket list. Like he wants to like drink and watch movies all day or something.
Yeah, like
like
he
that.
wants to drink all day because he's never really been able to do that because he's worked. He works all the time. So he's out there going to get beer, and while he's getting beer, he slides down a pole and he meets the people downstairs, and they're so scared, and he's just like Like the whole episode is like chanting beer, beer, beer. Very humorous. You're absolutely right. And he makes it because we always see it from both sides, but every time it's on him, it's always extremely funny. Yeah. So we get to see it from his perspective, and then everyone else freaking out.
Yeah, yeah. Another thing I want to point out is I really like the way the zombies are. Like you always have your slow walking zombies, Walking Dead style, or you have the fast zombies. This anime has the fast zombies. Like they're sprinting 100 miles an hour, like doing whatever they can to greet you and kill you. Like it sets the tone.
Yeah, and you brought this up too, because like most people are like, how does he escape? He's actually an athlete, and they talk about that.
Yeah, yeah.
He's an athlete. He's a rugby player, and they talk. That's why he's so fast. He's quick. He's nimble.
Mhm.
He has some strength to him. To me, that they cover that plot point. We don't have to wonder like, man, this guy's running forever. How's he doing it? He's an athlete. So that's to me is a really good way to like get rid of that plot point altogether.
Yeah, yeah.
What and the way I know I'm going to jump back to episode 1. The way episode 1 ends, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it.
It ends really ends really good.
It's kind of a nice catharsis because like the first half of the episode 1 is like him, being at a shitty job, seeing all these shitty things, seeing like this crush he likes, seeing his boss like just be shitty to him and everyone else, and then the way episode 1 ends, it kind of brings that all back into like an end.
Yeah, and I was all over it. I was like, man, because I love, that's my slice of life. I love the the romance animes. I really like them, but I was like rooting for him to get the girl, and then at the very end, and by the way, spoilers, guys, if you haven't seen episode 1 and 2, go watch them. Spoilers right here, big spoilers. The love that he likes that he's been watching for 3 years is a zombie. There, I said it.
Mhm.
She's a zombie, and so he's like heartbroken.
He actually goes to her apartment to save her because that's his love of his life, and he's gonna go find her, and she's a zombie.
Yeah, and it ends on this very like poetic way of ending, where his boss, who's like a skeevy creep, is like basically like that girl he loves. That's his mistress, and the way it ends on that episode is he basically like gets in this like stance, charges at that manager, and like pushes him out the window. And while he's doing that, he's like yelling, "I quit," which is so poetic. because he could have, that scene didn't need to be in there, but it's funny because he technically is happy to quit, like he wants to quit, and he gets to find, because otherwise he would never told his manager he quit, and I feel like they would have brought that back. So they cover that in on like he's no longer employed, and I really did enjoy that. Yeah. So I mean, there's so many good things about this anime. We could talk all day. I mean, the animation, the music, the story, the comedy, all of it.
Yeah.
What didn't you like about it?
I think my biggest con is actually the main character himself.
What?
Like
Akira?
Akira, yes. He's a little too like happy-go-lucky, like spunky, like like everything's okay, like oh it don't matter. Everyone I know died, and I'm a drink beer. Like it is comedic. I want to see him get like serious in some kind of way, or to take something seriously. But we've only seen episodes 1 and 2, and he hasn't really done that. Even like in episode 2, when you're talking about that couple that's terrified, he's climbing down the pole and sees him. He's like, "Oh, I could bring you guys some beer if you want."
Yeah, like not even like
it's
not even
comedic.
helpful stuff. Just beer. Like not water, not toilet paper, not some shit you'd actually use. Just beer.
So I find that part of his character slightly annoying. Other than that, like the comedic relief is great. Like I love the comedy parts of it. I just wish he would
be serious.
A little bit more serious.
Okay, yeah, because it is a zombie apocalypse.
And maybe that's just me trying to find fault.
And I'm the same way. I'm gonna find fault in it. I mean, my biggest critique of it that I don't like, and it's not that I don't like it. It's just it's such a like well-known like in zombie lore, right? They never ever talk about how like the apocalypse starts, and almost like zombie movies, zombie films, Walking Dead. I mean, they never talk about how it starts, and except they do in The Last of Us, which if y'all watch, it's a good show, but I won't get into that. But they don't really touch base on this too much of why it's happening.
Hmm.
So I really don't like that idea. I want to know why it started, and I just feel like that would make more. It'd make me more. It'd make me like it more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a big critique on my part because I just really don't. I want to know why it started. I like
Yeah.
knowing the theory behind it.
If you knew why it started, it might increase the stakes a little bit. Like right now, the stakes are like, oh, is Akira going to be able to cross off his bucket list of like dating a supermodel or whatever it is
Yeah.
that he writes?
And some of his stuff is kind of like weird things he's writing there. But you know, the way it ends on that episode one where he writes down everything he wants like to do before he starts writing it down, I think that was a good point.
Yeah, yeah.
But that to me, just not knowing the why the apocalypse started. I know it's a small critique, but I would really like to know more about that. But I don't think they're ever going to cover that ever. I don't think they'll ever cover that. I feel like they'll mention it, they'll hint to it, but I don't think they'll ever cover it. Now the other character, I also don't necessarily like too much.
You don't like that blonde haired or no, she's not blonde. She's like purple.
It's like purple blue.
Yeah, Shizuka.
Yeah, I don't really like her too much. Mainly just because she's kind of a I don't want to say it. She's kind of stale.
Stale.
Yeah, and I wonder. I want to know if they cover more in that. And you even called it when that and like his first love in the episode, you know, dies or is a zombie. You even told me that they're gonna instantly bring back a girl the next episode, the very next episode, and they did. So I was like, oh, well, that just falls in the anime tropes, which I'm not opposed. I'm just like, wow, like that you called it spot on, and that's normally how they do it. They like, oh, the very next episode they bring in the new waifu.
Yeah.
Now, she looks cool. She looks cool. I admit that. She does.
She does have a nice character design.
Yeah.
Kind of like cool, calculated.
Yeah.
Sort of, but yeah, very stale at the same time.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't do a whole lot, and then just leaves. Kind of.
No, like it just seems like no personality. Now that might change in later episodes. Again, we're only talking about the first two, so maybe she comes back because she is in the intro.
Yeah.
She's in the intro, so she probably does come back later.
And introduce episode 2. We haven't seen the other two, so probably one of the more important.
Yeah, and
the group.
So it was. Yeah, I think that's all I have for critiques. Now we're not really rating this, but I mean it's pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know. Any other critiques?
No, I think you're searching.
Yeah,
you're still reaching for one. You want more.
Yeah.
To make this episode longer. No, you want. I know you want more. I want more too, but I really can't think too much.
Yeah, first 2 episodes. Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid 2 episodes. So the question is, should you continue to watch it or drop it?
Definitely a watch for me.
Yeah.
I'll be keeping up with it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely a watch for me. We're gonna watch it, and we probably will watch it probably around the Halloween.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking that. Yeah.
Halloween's
season. Right around the corner.
So,
that's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good Halloween watch. I mean, zombies. You know, definitely something you should watch on Halloween. But we definitely. I mean, we're gonna keep watching it. Like we're gonna pick it up and just continue to watch it. Maybe we'll do a full episode on it because the first 2 episodes were so great. I mean, they were just great. If you haven't seen the first 2 episodes, and I've already spoiled a bunch of stuff, still go watch it. Come back, comment down below, and let us know what you think about it.
I mean, we might have spoiled a bunch of stuff, but it's still worth the watch. Like just to experience it.
Yeah. And so, I mean, we're not alone. Like, what did you have? Rotten Tomatoes or something? What's the review?
Yeah. Okay. So Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a few 5-star reviews. I'm gonna read you this one by Ryder M. It says, "Freaking great, so much potential." Heart emoji, weird anime face, heart emoji.
There you go. It's not just us that think it's freaking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is a great watch, and I've enjoyed it. The first 2 episodes, you know, as much as I know you enjoyed it too. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
And I didn't even, after the first episode, I didn't even have to pressure you to watch it.
Yeah. I was like, cue it up. Let's go.
Run it. I'm gonna get another beer.
Yeah.
So that's the episode for First Look. Make sure to check back with us and let us know what you think about the episode. Comment down below if you have an anime you want us to review. The first 2 episodes, we will review it. Comment down below, like, comment, share.
Doesn't have to be anything new. It could be old. We're down for pretty much anything. You want us to watch something like super terrible? Like we'll make it through it. We'll do it.
Yeah, we'll watch something terrible. I mean, we watched some of the worst animes.
We've seen some bad ones.
We've seen some bad ones. Yeah. Some great ones. I mean, yeah. So we're willing to check. We don't care if it has if it's fan service. We'll watch it. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Later.
That was good.